Hello, Curios. Welcome to the Curio Storyteller, where, old school books meet a little bit of cosplay, meets a little bit of dragon, and pretending like we're just catching up with old friends. Um, so we're gonna start this book off with a question because this is Fairy Tale Friday, by the way. We're gonna start this book off with a question, and we're putting Oreo Jr., who looks like a fabulous Santa Claus back there. The question is, have you ever wondered what it would be like to go to heaven and lie to God? Uh-oh. Scott, have you ever just lying to Jesus? Have you ever wondered? Have y'all ever wondered?
Never thought about it.
Well, we're going to get to a story that's going to tell you about it. Here we go. It is from Grimm's Fairy Tales for Young and Old. And the story today is Mary's Child. A woodcutter and his wife lived at the edge of a large forest. They only had one child, a little girl of 3. But they were so poor, they no longer had their daily bread and did not know what to give her to eat. Michael Jackson said something about this. You know what he said, Scott?
What did he say?
If you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby.
Oh,
And don't think that maybe if you can't feed your baby. Huh? One day, the woodcutter, heavy with care, went out into the forest to work, and suddenly, while he was cutting wood, a tall, beautiful woman stood before him. On her head, she wore a crown of shining stars, and she said to him, I am the Virgin Mary, the Christ child's mother. You are poor and needy. Bring me your child. I shall take her with me and be her mother and care for her. The woodcutter did her bidding. Y'all just go get a baby up like that?
well, I mean, she did take care of Jesus, so she's probably.
They don't know this random woman that just came out of nowhere talking about giving your child. Child, y'all really don't want that baby, I guess. That's crazy.
Maybe the question at the beginning of the story is if someone wanted to take your child, would you let them?
I guess that is okay. That's the second question. If somebody wanted to take your child, would you let them? But we got more to come. This is just the beginning, y'all. This is just the beginning. The woodcutter did her bidding. He went and got his child and entrusted her to the Virgin Mary, who took her to heaven with her.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh my God, it's just the sad. Like, I know everybody be like, oh my God, it's Grimm's fairy tale, so it's gonna be nice like Disney. No, it's Grimm, baby, it's Grimm. Okay, I feel like this is giving the movie Up vibes. Remember how like it started off cute and then the lady ended up not being able to have a baby and then unaliving? It's giving that. There the child lived well. She ate cakes and drank sweet milk. Okay. Her clothes were golden, and the angel children played with her. One day, when she was 14, the Virgin Mary called her and said, Dear child, I am going on a long journey. I don't know why you would leave heaven, but okay, girl.
maybe she wants to go take someone else's baby.
Period. Kidnapping, but not really.
I mean, she raised Jesus, so I mean.
Scott, that's not a reason to just give up your child like that, but okay.
Well, she could be in good hands.
Mm-hmm. Here, I am giving you the 13 keys to the 13 doors of the kingdom of heaven for safekeeping. Why you didn't give them to Jesus? You may open 12 of them and look at the wonders in them. But the 13th, with this little key unlocked, is forbidden to you. Take care not to open it. If you do, we're going to send you straight to hell. No, I'm kidding. You will be unhappy.
Mm.
What do y'all think unhappy means
Probably
from the
not
Virgin
too good.
Mary in heaven? I feel like
Yeah.
girl, what? I don't get to hear the angel saying what?
Well, maybe you'd say, well, why don't you just keep that key then?
I would, yeah, that's a good thing. You know what? I probably would have opened the door. I'm not even gonna lie. Who else would have opened the door?
Everybody?
I would have been like, girl, wait. What is unhappy and what's behind this door? All of it. The girl promised to obey, and when the Virgin Mary had gone, she began to inspect the rooms of the kingdom of heaven. Each day she opened one of them until she opened all 12, period. And each one said an apostle surrounded by great splendor, period. She delighted in all of the glory and magnificence, and did the little angel children who always went with her. Now only the forbidden door was left, and she was ever so eager to know what was hidden behind it. She said to the angel children, I won't open it all the way, and I won't go in. I'll just barely open it so we can see a little something through the crack.
Mm.
Girl, sorry, I'm gonna take this off because it's getting on my nerves. It's giving Pandora's box.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving, girl, you about to unleash all the evils in the world right now. Okay, girl. Oh no, said the angel children. That would be a sin. The Virgin Mary forbade it. And something terrible might happen. Right. Didn't I feel like the angel children are that little angel on your shoulder, and then there's the devil, and we about to go in. I think she gonna give in to the devil. Then she said nothing more, but the desire in her heart refused to be still. It pecked and gnawed and left her no peace. Oh, girl, you nosy. One day, when the angel children had all gone out, she thought, now I'm all alone. I could take a look and no one will notice. She picked out the key, and when she had it in her hand, she put it in a lock, and when she had put it in, she turned it. What y'all think she saw in the
God, take it.
huh?
I don't know. I'll keep that one myself.
Oh my. The door sprang open, and there sat the Holy Trinity in fire and radiance. Okay, hey God, hey Jesus, hey Holy Spirit, hey y'all. Okay, period. She stood there for a while, marveling at what she saw. Then she touched her finger ever so slightly to the light. Ugh. Like E.T. Ugh. And her whole finger turned golden. Seized with a great fear, she slammed the door and ran away. No matter what she did, her fear would not stop, and her heart pounded and pounded, and it wouldn't calm down. Lord Jesus. She washed and scrubbed, but the gold stuck to her finger and wouldn't go away. It wasn't long before the Virgin Mary came back from her journey and called the girl and asked her to give back the keys of heaven. As the girl handed her the keys, the Virgin looked into her eyes and asked, did you open the 13th door? Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be Virgin Mary. I'm sorry. Let me get my costume together. It was just hurting for a little bit. This thing tight. Anyway, sorry. Okay, now I'm back. She's back. Did you open the 13th door? No, she said. And the Virgin Mary lay her hand on the girl's heart and felt how it was pounding and pounding. And she knew she had disobeyed her command and opened the door. She asked again, you really didn't? No, said the girl for the second time. Oh, girl, okay. Then the Virgin Mary saw her finger, which had turned gold when it touched the heavenly fire. She knew the girl had sinned and asked the third time, you didn't? No, said the girl for the third time. Then the Virgin Mary said, you disobeyed me. And what's more, you lied. You are no longer worthy to be in heaven. Peace out. Okay, I can take this off because, She's no longer there. The girl sank into a deep sleep, and when she awoke, she was back on Earth, laying in a clearing in the woods. She wanted to cry out, but she couldn't make a sound. She jumped up and wanted to run away, but whichever way she turned was blocked by dense, thorny thickets, and she couldn't break through. In the clearing where she was imprisoned, there was an old hollow tree, and that was where she made her home. When night came, she crawled inside and slept. And when it rained and stormed, she found shelter there. But it was a wretched life. And when she remembered how lovely it had been in heaven and how the angel children had played with her, she wept bitterly. Girl, you fumbled the bag. Okay? We just gonna call a thing a thing. Ma'am, you fumbled the bag. But let's see what fumbling the bag looks like. Roots and wild berries were her only food, and she went looking for them as far as she could go. In the autumn, she gathered fallen nuts and leaves and brought them to her hollow tree. The nuts were her winter food, and when the snow and ice came, she crawled into the leaves like a poor little animal to keep from freezing. Girl, you done went from sweet milk and bread and stuff to this. As soon as the sun shone warm again, she went out and sat behind the tree, and her long hair covered all around like a coat. Year after year, she sat there and felt the hardship and misery of the world. One day, when the leaves were fresh and green again, the king of the country went hunting in the forest. Okay, hey, king, hey. He was chasing a deer, and because the deer had fled into the thicket surrounding the clearing, he got off his horse, parted the brambles, and hacked out a path for himself with his sword. When at last he made his way through, he saw a beautiful girl sitting under a tree, covered to the tips of her toes by her golden hair. He said, "Yas, she ain't got no clothes on." Mm-hmm. He stopped and looked at her with amazement, and then he spoke to her, saying, "Who are you? Why are you sitting here in the wilderness?" But she didn't answer, for she couldn't open her mouth. The king spoke again. "Will you come with me to my place?" Hey, sound like Teddy Pendergrass. "Come on and go with me, yes. Come on over to my place." At that, she nodded her head a little. "Hell yeah, you better get up out of there, girl, so you can stop living on nuts and berries and acorns." The king picked her up in his arms. Hey, ooh, he sounds strong. Carried her to his horse and rode home with her. And when they came to the royal palace, he saw to it that she was dressed in beautiful clothes. Good start, sir. And given plenty of everything, even better. And though she couldn't speak, she was so winsome and beautiful. He fell in love with her, and soon they were married. Okay, hey, girl, you ain't even have to do nothing, and you became a queen. Period. Okay, girl, you just had to be out in the wilderness naked for a couple of years, and you had to get thrown out of heaven. When close to a year had passed, the queen brought a son into the world. That night, she laid alone in bed. The Virgin Mary appeared. Okay, wait, I gotta. And said to her, "If you tell me the truth and admit that you opened the forbidden door, I shall loose your tongue and give you back your speech. But if you persist in your sin," No. Oh, "but if you persist in your sin and stubbornly deny it, I will take your newborn child away with me." Wow. Dang. Now, see, this is why you can't just let your babies go off with strangers, even if they got the holy. Good mother, right? Jesus and everything. Mm-hmm. Scott be trusting his kids with strangers. Don't leave your kids with Scott. He'll let them go off with strangers as long as they say they Jesus mama. Then it was given the queen to answer, but she was still obstinate. "No," she said, "Girl, is it worth Luke?" Okay. Anyway, "No," she said, "I didn't open the forbidden door." And the Bloody Mary picked up the newborn child in her arms and disappeared with him. Is it really worth losing the child over, ma'am? The lie? Is the lie really worth losing your children? Because there's going to be more than one. Spoiler alert. Mm-hmm. The next morning, when the child was nowhere to be found, the courtiers began to mumble that the queen was an ogress and had killed her own child. Unalive, sorry. Act like I didn't say the K word. Unalived her own child. She heard what they were saying, but she couldn't reply. But the king refused to believe it because he was hot for her. It said it loved her so, but he had the hots for her. Yeah. A year later, the queen gave birth to another son. Told y'all. He got the hots. He like, girl, it don't even matter that we lost one. I'll put another one in you. Ha ha. That night, the Virgin Mary came. Oh, good thing I'm still her. The Virgin Mary came to her again and said, if you admit that you opened the forbidden door, I shall give you back your child and loosen your tongue. But if you persist in your sin and deny it, I shall take your newborn baby away with me too. What do y'all think she gonna do?
Gonna give up the child.
Girl, is all this worth it? Scott's right though. Spoiler alert. And the queen said, no, no, girl, I don't even know what you're talking about. Who are you? Forbidden door, girl, I don't even know who you is. I don't know what door you talking about. Just lying. I don't know. Door? Girl, what's a door? What? No, I didn't open the forbidden door. And the virgin took the baby from her arms and carried him up to heaven. So, girl, you just losing all your children. You just giving birth for nothing. You just sitting there pregnant for all this time just to be pregnant, I guess. And that's a lot. In the morning, when this child too had disappeared, the courtiers said aloud that the queen had devoured it. Okay, wow. And the king's counselors demanded that she be brought to trial. But the king loved her, so he's still hot for her. He's like, I'm not done with her yet. That he refused to believe it and forbade his counselors to speak of it on pain of unaliving. He like, if y'all try to take her out, I'm going to take you out. I ain't done with her. I ain't done with her yet. That's my boo.
Yeah, pretty if you don't talk.
Scott, that's awful. Don't listen. Y'all don't listen to Scott. Scott crazy. Scott may not be invited back. The next year, the queen gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. He ain't done with her yet, y'all. For the third time came the Virgin Mary. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Ooh, here she go. Ooh, it's like a miracle. I just popped out of nowhere. Hey, y'all, I'm back. I can't be the Virgin Mary without the to-do and baby Jesus. Anyway. The Virgin Mary appeared to her during the night and said, follow me. Come on. She like, girl, I'm tired of you. She took her by the hand and led her up to heaven and showed her her two eldest children who were laughing and playing with the globe. When the queen saw how happy she was, the Virgin Mary asked, has your heart softened now? Girl, are you tired of lying? You done yet? If you admit that you opened the forbidden door, I will give you back your two sons. But the queen answered for the third time. What do y'all think this woman said?
Said you didn't do it.
Girl, you all the way up in heaven with the kids. Don't, girl. Oof. Is it worth losing your children? Damn. No, I didn't open the forbidden door. At that, the Virgin made her sink down to earth again and took away her third child with the others. The next day, when it became known, all the courtiers said, the queen is an ogress and she must be condemned. Wait, I can't be wearing this hat and be playing all these parts. Sorry, y'all. Need to let y'all know Virgin Mary gone. This time, the king could not disregard his counselors. Yeah, he done with her. He like, yeah, girl.
Yeah, 3 kids, that body's going.
Yeah, the 3 kids gone, girl. I can't. I gotta pass along this throne, honey. She was brought to trial, and since she couldn't answer and couldn't defend herself, she was condemned to be burned at the stake. This is what they do at this time, y'all. The wood was piled up, and when she was bound to the stake and the fire began to burn all around her, the hard ice of pride melted, and her heart was moved with remorse. And she thought, girl, why am I steadily lying? I'm about to be burnt up. My kids go. What about? No, that's not what that's what I feel. And probably maybe y'all out there. And I know Scott probably doesn't feel it. He's just like, she's quiet and pretty. Why we get rid of her? Probably with Scott. But let me tell y'all what she said. If only I could confess before I unalive that I opened the door. Then her voice came to her and she cried, yes, Mary, I did it. And at that moment, the heavens sent rain and put out the flames. Above her, a light flared up, and the Virgin Mary, came down. Oh, here she is. Hey, y'all. With both little boys at her side and a newborn baby in her arms. She spoke kindly to her. All those who repent and who confess, their sins will be forgiven. And she handed her 3 children, loosened her tongue, and gave her happiness for all the rest of her life. They all lived happily ever after the kids were kidnapped for a little bit. She had a babysitter. Okay, guys, I'm going to switch it up. I'm not going to ask, what stood out or what lesson did you learn. I'm going to change it up today. Guess what the question is today?
What's the question?
If you could tell one of the characters in this book, I mean, even the kids, the king, the Virgin Mary, the princess, whatever her name was, if y'all could tell them, give them one advice, if y'all can give them advice, what would you give them? One, just one. Y'all don't got to put it too much. Y'all put it in the comment section. Scott, what you got? What advice would you give and to who?
I'd say tell God not to sit behind locked doors and come out and hang out with his kingdom.
Period. Yes. You got to give the Trinity that advice. Like, stop hiding behind doors and come out. Stop. But do turn people's fingers gold. Don't not do that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The advice I would give is don't choose pride or your image over truth. It will always backfire, period. Because, girl, that's what happened. Okay, you was over there like, no, girl, I ain't even do that. Even though my finger gold and all that. I ain't do that, girl. I don't know what you're talking about. Because she wanted to save face. But, ma'am, did you save face as your children got snatched up? Was it worth it, ma'am? Period. Okay, y'all, that's all I got. That's our fairy tale for the day from Grimm's Fairy Tales. So we're gonna end this live, and y'all know how we do around here. So from where? Oh wait, let me rewind. Sorry, I gotta get myself together. As always, guys, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Hopefully, it's been a pleasure for you guys to hang out with us. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, check out some lives, some videos, some shorts, all that fun stuff. Make yourself at home on this channel, honey. This is about us. We gossip, we have a good time, we all friends around here. So from wherever we are, even when we got thrown out of heaven and we had to be in the wilderness and then some king came and saved us, to wherever you guys are, peace, love, and happiness. And by the way, we'll be back in 30 minutes for some dream days, some more crazy. Okay. So I'll see you guys.